So Melanie Marklin?
Yeah, like sparkling markling. Yeah.
Sparkling Marklin.
How will you ever forget that, Matthew? All right, we're live whenever you're ready, bud.
All right, well, why don't we roll into the main topic then? We have Melanie Markling. Did I say that right?
You sure did.
So Melanie, you're joining us here on the show tonight to, is it cross stitching that we're talking tonight or just straight up knitting? No, huh?
Right off cross. I thought it was motocross we were talking about.
Motocross is fun.
I don't know if I signed in. I don't know if I signed up for this.
Oh, you have no idea what you signed up for, and that's what makes this so awesome. I was like, oh,
well, welcome to
Melanie,
the show.
Melanie, you need to come on Slamfire. It's like super professional. And we'll promote your business.
Hook, line, and sinker.
Yeah. Well, you guys remember, not that I want to set a tone right off the bat, Melanie, but I was telling the guys last week about the bartender who was going to throw me out and was like, sir, I literally need to take the drink out of your hand.
Yes. It was an interesting evening, Trevor.
It was indeed. Yeah.
I learned a lot of French that night.
You did. You got all kinds of French lessons. Yeah.
Yeah, I did.
Good. Yeah, we taught you how to swear. That's about all we did.
That's all I know how to say in French.
Je m'en foutais, ça. You remember that one?
I do.
That was your favorite.
It was. We went over that a lot.
Yeah, we did. Yeah. All right. Well, let's jump into the real reason why you're here, and not to talk about our escapades at the North Silva show, but to talk about your involvement in the firearms industry and your transition from professional educator to all around super female, outdoorsy, gunny girl type. So give us a little bit about your background, what you were doing, and kind of what led you into what you're doing right now, and tell us what you are doing right now.
Okay. Well, I'll start out with I was so young and naive. I ended up having a child when I was quite young. I was about 19 years old when I had my firstborn son. And I thought, I want to give this boy the best I can give him. And for me, that was myself getting into education. And so initially, I was so into corrections. I was so into becoming involved with the RCMP. And that was my goal. Even I had a short-term interest in social work. And I love Prince Albert, love my family. I'm really happy with where I am, and I had an opportunity to also get involved in a program with the University of Saskatchewan called SUNTEP. It's the Saskatchewan Urban Native Teacher Education Program, and I am Métis. And so I accepted that opportunity because I could complete part of my degree, my education degree here in Prince Albert. Lovely Prince Albert. And I could do that while being a single mom, so to speak. So I went into, I completed everything. I completed 7 years of university, actually, and started teaching in town here in Prince Albert. I couldn't ever find a permanent position, though. There was a lot of replacement, a lot of term contracts. So my younger brother, I've got two younger brothers, and they're both in corrections. And I always had this interest in crime and the penal system here in Canada. And so my younger brother said, well, hey, if you're looking for something, the penitentiary is hiring you, or they're hiring. And so I thought, well, I'm going to take a leap of faith. And I applied at the penitentiary, at Saskatchewan Penitentiary here in Prince Albert, where I worked. I started as a correctional officer, actually, and I had to go to yeah, I know, I was a guard.
School teacher, prison guard. Yeah. I don't know if they're all that different.
It's really, yeah.
You know what? I know it sounds funny. I know it sounds ridiculous, actually. I love teaching. I think I was probably born to be a teacher. And I just knew, though, that I needed to pay the bills. I needed to get money coming into the house. So because I wasn't getting any income as a teacher over the summertime, and I wasn't able to pay my student loans, I knew I needed something. I needed to try something where I was going to have a permanent income coming in, and a good income. And that's what SaskPen offered me. So I went into the correctional training program, And that's where I first learned how to shoot a gun. I had never touched a gun before that. That was in 2007. And I learned how to shoot a .38 Special, which was that was my favorite. Started out with that. I believe it was
prohib length.
I don't even remember.
Model 10.
It was a revolver. I remember that. I don't remember all the details. I know there was a few that we had to be trained on, and I did well with it. I actually was quite a proficient shoot. Like I was proficient at that when I first started, and I loved it. All the people in the program with me, they knew that. Like I was hooked on it there. I have a million funny stories about that time in my life with firearms. But anyway, I ended up working as a guard at Sask Pen. Love it. I've met so many awesome people, and throughout my time as a guard, which was in correctional world, I was probably a guard for about a minute. It was 8 months I lasted. But I saw an opportunity with using my writing skills possibly, and as a parole officer. So I transitioned into being a parole officer at the penitentiary.
You were not kidding when you said this is a long story.
I know, and I'm trying. I'm trying to make
summing it up, aren't you?
I'm trying to. I'm getting there.
No, it's good. You've worked guns in so far and criminals. Awesome. Carry on.
And so I was a parole officer up until 3 months ago. And in that time, it was about 5 years ago, I made a decision in my life, a commitment in my life to just really focus on finding success in all areas of my life and changing. I wanted change in my life. I had a different path, and when that path involved, it brought me to where I am now. It's me and my partner. We own Northern Elite Firearms in Prince Albert, Saskatchewan. In the last few years, I've taken an interest in long distance shooting. I love it. I'm super pumped about my 850 yard shot. I'm pretty proud of that, actually. And then about 18 months ago, even though I have all this time since my early 20s, I was struggling with back pain. I had a really bad back injury in the mid 2000s. And about 18 months ago, I started hiking because my mom and dad raised us to really enjoy and appreciate the outdoors. And long story short, that's where the hunting thing, it grew from there. And I could now say that I'm officially obsessed with hunting. I'm actually thinking about it right now.
Hunting is just hiking, but with a gun, right? Just armed
pretty
hiking,
much.
is what I call it.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure.
Melanie, what came first, the hunting or the store?
The store did.
Okay, yeah. And the store is not a hunting store. So why don't you tell us a little bit about the store, what you carry, what's going on with the plants, the range. Bring us into that.
Okay. Well, it started out, my partner Heath and I, we decided that, we're both very just independent thinkers. We have that entrepreneurial spirit. I know we both do. And we both really enjoy firearms. We enjoy shooting them. Heath is a really proficient long-range shooter. He's kind of the brains of the firearms. I mean, like I said, I got involved with firearms. My first experience was about 11, 12 years ago. And I mean, my knowledge has grown since, but he's really super knowledgeable about many of the tactical firearms. That's his forte. And I'm learning every day. So that's where we started with. We're tactical, offering like the black rifles, accessories, scopes, ammo, all of that stuff. And it's grown. We started out in we bought a bank in Weldon, Saskatchewan, an old bank. for the vaults, and we've grown out of it, and we decided that, let's possibly get into a gun range, because that seems like the next logical step, and moving into Prince Albert, because we were going out to Weldon all the time, driving back and forth, and we just knew we needed to expand a little bit. And in the meantime, of course, my hunting interests kept dragging me forward, pulling me forward. And am I still there?
No, it was me.
You're
Sorry.
still here.
Yep. Sorry.
Oh, okay. And so now, of course, we're going to put a focus now into hunting gear. I got really hardcore into bow hunting. I'm super addicted to bow hunting. If I could be out there every day, I would, with a bow. So eventually we'll probably start carrying that. But for now, I mean, we're looking at all sorts of gear to accommodate all shooters out there. So not just tactical shooters, but the hunters. I think we were talking about the yes, we were talking about that, which neither of us know anything about, but we're willing to learn, because we can see the passion in people who appreciate and respect firearms. Yeah.
Well, I was at a meeting last weekend, Melanie, with the section coordinator for IPSC Saskatchewan, and I did give him your contact info for the shop and Facebook. So he's definitely interested in touching base and seeing if he can help develop a program at your shop.
Awesome. I'm looking forward to that. Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, I remember you were pretty impressed with the videos of the match videos and stuff. So
that's so cool.
Yeah, you might have to put the bow away and pick up. Well, you did buy. Tell the listeners what kind of CZ pistol you bought at the North Silva show.
I can't recall the exact name of it, to be honest.
Oh my God! Yeah.
Look at that many of them.
Well, she's not an IPSC girl, and Heath is the tactical expert, but you go around and you meet with the manufacturers and you place bookings for your business for the following year, for the upcoming year. And did you get one or two of them? I know you know which kind I'm talking about. You just don't know.
I know. And you know what? I kind of think I know what it's called, but I don't want to embarrass myself.
I'll take you there. But did you get one or two?
We got one, because they're expensive.
Oh, yeah. She placed a booking for that Chrome CZ Shadow 2.
Oh, yeah. Well, that's that's it.
They had one. I don't know if it's possible, Adriel, but it actually felt heavier than the standard Shadow 2. But the base pads that comes with are just a chunk of stainless steel on the bottom of the mag. Like, it's ridiculous.
I want to get some of those.
Oh, when they fall, beautiful. When you do a mag change, they literally fracture the earth's crust when they're off the ground. Like,
they're coming out of there.
You don't want one on your toe for sure.
No.
So, Melanie, talk to us about the range. How long is the range going to be? How many lanes, that sort of thing? Okay, well, it's a 25-meter range. We are hoping, or we're looking for it to be certified up to and including 50 BMG. 6 lanes, all dynamic targets, moving back and forth, spinning. It's all programmable so that if we have some law enforcement in there, they're training, they can have their group in there and really helping out with the training with the law enforcement and even just the shooting, the general public, just the shooting, the developing skills, and it's super cool. We're so excited about it. We've put our lives into this now. I could say we've put all of our eggs into this basket. And so, is it going to be downstairs from Elite Northern Firearms? Is that how that's going to work? So we built a brand new building right from scratch. So in the basement there's our range. We've poured 1 million pounds of concrete to make that range. And upstairs we'll have the retail store, and we'll have an axe throwing range up there as well.
Huh.
Yeah. What everyone needs.
I love the idea of shooting the gun that you're gonna buy and
it's awesome.
Try it first. Yeah.
So we'll have rentals, and it's something else. It's so cool.
You could definitely do an archery night too, since you're into archery. You know, you could dedicate one night a week to just people who want to come in and shoot their bows. I agree with you 100%. Yeah. So, What are the timelines?
Well, the axe throwing range.
Well, you're open for business now, but
We
you're
are.
moving it. But then you're going to move into this new facility when the building is done.
Yes.
Is that
so
okay?
yeah, so we're open. We still have our storefront in Weldon, Saskatchewan.
Okay.
We sell online, but the store, December 15th, the store and the axe throwing range will be open to the public.
Okay.
And the gun range, we're looking more in January for that.
Wow, that's right around the corner.
Yes, yeah. So if you need to buy a handgun, a restricted firearm, well, you can just grab your membership from us as well, and we'll have lockers for rent, so you can store if you're living out of town. If you don't feel like driving your guns back and forth for any reason, you can store them at our place. We'll have lockers for rent, and we've got memberships. We've got yearly memberships you can consider. There's lifetime memberships. We think we're really competitively priced. I think honestly that we have probably some of the best prices for firearms in Canada. Best service. That's me though, being biased.
Yeah, naturally. Yeah.
I think you're allowed to be. That's okay.
Yeah.
I concur. So let's move into your recent hunting obsession and bow hunting obsession, because this has been the newest thing that you've been up to. What have you put in the freezer so far, if anything? I don't want to assume, but if you did nothing, like, we're going to tease you mercilessly and just
I know.
say.
Well, I'm just going to say it. Okay, so I've been hunting really hard now for the last 2 seasons, the spring and the fall.
Right.
That's what I've been hunting. And right now I've got I've got a beaver in my freezer. That's what I have in my freezer right now. Yeah. That's what I have.
You got to start somewhere.
Yeah. Well, you do. And that beaver, I mean, I took that beaver with my bow, just so you know. I think that's pretty remarkable.
That's all right. Yeah.
And
I'd be scared of losing an arrow. Like, don't you lose an arrow if you shoot beavers in the? I guess you wait until they're up on their house.
Well, it's a really long story, that story, but I lost the arrow anyways, but that's not the point. The point is I got the beaver. And that beaver, I mean, I really wanted to take the back straps off that beaver and try it out, because I really want to try beaver. I've never, and I know people laugh about me wanting to eat beaver all the time, but it's fine. I want to give it a try. And there's also the beaver tail, which I've heard is supposed to be.
I hear it gets easier. Like, the more you eat, the easier it gets.
I don't know, but I really want to use it now. Like, I have this beaver in my freezer. I skinned it. Trevor.
Yep.
And
you've got a skinned beaver.
I'm learning. I'm teaching myself how to. Right now, I'm preparing myself to flesh it and to tan it myself. I'm teaching myself how to board it. And so, of course, I'm going to use the fur. I was out in my tree stand a couple weeks ago and my hands froze. So I'm going to make like a beaver fur pouch for my hands for when I'm bow hunting. And then the beaver carcass.
Keep your hands warm while hunting. You're going to put them in your beaver.
Yes, in my beaver fur pouch.
Perfect. That ought to work.
And the beaver carcass, of course, I'm going to be using it for baiting a bear in the spring. So I've got plans for my beaver that's in my freezer. I mean, it's great. I love it.
Mm-hmm. That's good. So what's next?
Yeah.
So we're talking. I guess let's finish the hunting thread here. Then I want to go back.
I meant next species. I didn't mean next topic. Yeah.
Okay. So this fall I picked up tags for black bear, for elk, and for whitetail.
Oh wow.
Tomorrow is the last day for whitetail. I was unsuccessful with the black bear and the elk, and I'm okay with that because I was successful in a lot of other ways. I challenged myself in so many ways this fall. I went out in the dark. I was walking in the bush by myself, sitting up in the tree stand. I'm afraid of heights typically, so I sat in that tree stand by myself. All these gains that I've made, so I don't consider it a loss, and I'm probably doing it all wrong anyways. So I've got a lot to learn. And I've accepted that I may not get anything for years yet, and I'm fine with that because I still find a lot of satisfaction just being out there.
No, it won't take years. It'll, as long as you're putting in your time and you're doing things, somewhat correctly, you're like, hey, if you're up a tree, you're doing something right. You're in the woods, you're doing something right. So it's just a matter of time. I'm sure it's not because you're blatantly doing anything wrong. It's just a question of timing sometimes, being where the game is, right?
Absolutely, it is. Yeah.
Awesome.
I've learned so much about my local area, about animals, about the flora and fauna around me, and so much about myself.
Hold on. Matthew, that means plants and animals.
Thank you.
Okay. All right, carry on.
Yeah, you see some cool stuff in the bush when you're hunting.
For sure. And walking in there by myself, it gives me, I have a chance to actually look at things more in depth. So, and I really like taking pictures. So that's another thing is I take hundreds of pictures, and I like getting close-ups of different things because it's so interesting when you look at the details of anything and anyone. It's very interesting.
Awesome.
Yeah. So,
Matthew,
I was just going to say, my next goal. I mean, I don't know if I'm going to be able to get out because we're opening up. I mean, we've got a Christmas party scheduled tomorrow night at our store for axe throwing. So I don't know if I'm going to be able to get out tomorrow morning. I hope that I could, but if I can't, I'm willing to put it all aside and keep teaching myself over the winter. And I mean, there's opportunities for different other things, like some predator hunting. I hadn't considered up until recently, so I may look at doing that.
I'd definitely whack a cougar. I would do that. Do you have any cougars up there?
There's lots of cougars over here.
Awesome.
Lots of wolves. Yeah, wolves, and I would be completely interested in doing it, but it's just by myself, right? And that's always the challenge for me is overcoming my fear because I hunt solo, and that's the hardest thing. Is
would you eat a cougar? You were going to eat a beaver.
No, I wouldn't eat a cougar.
Really?
Really?
I heard they were good. I heard they were good. Yeah.
I know.
It's like a white meat. You draw the line at beaver, but we're not going into cougar territory.
Well, I don't know. Do people eat cougars?
Yeah, people eat cougars.
I didn't know that.
No.
Do people eat coyotes?
Some, but I mean, who would wanna?
You gotta be weird to eat a coyote.
Yeah.
Wow. I mean, I don't know. I just think
are we talking apocalypse or? Yeah, no, don't take my word for it. Look it up. Google cougar recipes or eating cougar.
No, I'm sure. I never thought about eating a cat. I just never thought about that before.
Yeah, well, and
probably be really stringy.
Well,
it'd be really stringy.
A lot of people can't imagine eating a bear, but
or a dog or a cat.
Yeah, there's nothing you won't eat, Adriel. Adriel actually has a hit list, and dolphin is on it. Like,
I haven't had cougar either.
Well,
I don't know. I'm telling my friends that I'm trying to I want to make a bear ham. Yep. That's my goal for the spring is to do bear ham. And I get some laughs about that, but I'm going to do it. I'm going to do a whiskey and maple infused bear ham. That's my goal.
Like you're going to cure it yourself kind of thing?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
it's not curing hams is not for the rookies. Like
no, probably not.
Lose it. Yeah. So
well, and I mean, I think there's a lot of steps, just like hunting, though, right? There's so many steps. There's so many things you have to learn, and you have to be willing to teach yourself. And I mean, thankfully, I'm a teacher, and I love learning, and so I'm all about teaching myself how to do new things and passing that information on to my kids. Because, I mean, if there was an apocalypse, I mean, I want my kids to know how to survive.
Exactly.
Just saying. And if it's beaver ham, bear ham, I don't know about a beaver ham, but a bear ham, I don't know.
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
I just put it in the slow cooker. The bear. So
wrapped in bacon.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Now, Matthew, were you going to ask a question a
I was
while
going to
ago?
ask about that 850-yard shot she was all braggy about. I wanted to hear a bit more about that.
Yeah, like
Oh.
caliber, gun, location.
Yeah, what did you shoot? Why were you shooting that far? What did you hit? Blah blah blah. That
Well,
sort of stuff.
Okay, well, I was using a buddy's Bergara. It was 6.5 Creedmoor, and we were it was a private range, and it was I had shot with my first experience with long range shooting was with a 338 Lapua Magnum, and I really enjoyed that. And so Heath and his buddies, they're super into shooting, and I get a lot of opportunity to try different guns. And this one happened to be it was actually my first shot with this Bergara, and
Ooh, those are nice guns.
Yeah,
it's a beautiful gun. It's beautiful, and actually, I think I really surprised them. I don't think they expected that I was going to get it, but that's the thing about I think women, actually, from what I've learned, is women they're really good. They've got really good. How could I explain it?
Natural instincts for this.
Yeah, I think
They're
they
great
do.
right out of the box.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. They catch on faster.
Well, they do.
Yeah.
But you know what? It's just even just there's so many women I know that they don't shoot. They've never tried. They've never used a firearm before, and they're missing out. And I would love to give that opportunity to more women. And this is precisely what we're doing here in Prince Albert. Is we're going to be offering this opportunity for people to have this experience that when you get behind a firearm, there's nothing quite like it. It's pretty amazing. It is. It's awesome. I love it.
Awesome.
There's no gun I don't like, and I'm learning every day about firearms. My knowledge of firearms is not great right now, but I'm learning more and more every day, and I love it. I love what I do.
You have no choice but to learn. I mean, you've got the lifelong learner attitude and mindset already. Plus, this is what you're going to be doing at that new amazing facility. 8 days a week, pretty much.
Yep.
All right.
Yep.
You know what it's like when you're in charge of it. You're running it. If it doesn't get done, it's because you didn't do it. So I'm surprised you've got the time to be on tonight. I really appreciate it because, with an opening of December 15th right around the corner, yeah, you're going to be a busy young lady for the next life.
Yeah, I will. I've accepted that probably at least for the next 5-ish years, it'll be nonstop. My life will be tied up with this, and I knew that going into this. I knew this spring I hunted black bear very, very hard. I worked so hard and I never got it, and I was a bit disappointed at first because I knew that leading up into opening our store, I don't know how much time I'm going to have, but I've grown to love being outside and hunting so much that it's something I'll always make time for, even if it's here and there. And 5 years down the road, I hope that that's all I'm doing.
I was just going to ask you, being that the business is expanding and you're new into hunting, I was literally going to ask you that question. Where do you see yourself in the business in 5 years? If you think you're hooked now, wait until you bag something big, because here's the thing. I'm not sure if it's the same all over Saskatchewan, but Saskatchewan is known for having some amazing game. There's trophy whitetails out there, and they seem to have an overabundance of color phase black bears. Yes. So you could be shooting a chocolate or a cinnamon, lots of white V's running around and white patches. So the reality of the opportunity presenting itself for you to bag a trophy animal is not unheard of. Like, your chances are much better in Saskatchewan than they are in other places in the country. So your addiction's only going to get worse when you hang like a 160 point score class buck on the wall or something. Then, or a monster Broon.
And it's perfect because our store, it's the walls are pretty bare right now, but I am planning on filling up those walls and making it a man cave, so to speak, but a Mel cave too.
Mel cave. Mel cave. I like it. Come in and see all my dead stuff.
Yeah. Awesome. So I'll put my stuff up there. Yeah.
Well, before we say goodbye, Melanie, is there anything else that you want to plug or mention that we may not have touched upon?
Well, not really. I didn't really know what to prepare for with this interview. I'm just thankful that I had the opportunity to talk about what kind of inspires me, or where I've gone, where I've been over the last few years, and what brought me to where I am. I'm really super proud of what we're doing right now, and wanting to engage our community, get younger people and women shooting, and appreciating the outdoors and the shooting sports, because that's our life right now. And I don't think there's anything better than that.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
Matthew and I teach handgun classes, and we haven't taught one in Saskatchewan yet. So I can see
Oh, yeah,
maybe a
that's a good
partnership.
idea.
Yeah.
Why don't you get a class together for us, Mel, and we'll come out and teach you all how to shoot handguns.
I would love that. If you guys
All right.
if you would commit to that, that
Absolutely.
would be
Definitely.
amazing.
Yep.
Okay.
It'd have to be, at this point, it's got to be in August, the end of August, but certainly doable.
Yep.
Okay. I
So-
will schedule you in.
Awesome. Well, we'll talk
Yeah.
more. We'll talk dates. We'll firm up some dates probably in January. So
Okay. Absolutely.
awesome. Well, that's exciting. I look forward to that. And in the meantime, stay in touch. If there's ever anything going on at the store that we can help promote on Slamfire, by all means, send me a Facebook message or email the show, and we'll be happy to help promote the business and push things along for you.
Awesome. Well,
Cool.
thank you so much for this opportunity.
Oh, it's definitely our pleasure. It was a lot of fun, and
Yeah.
Let us know how you make out with that beaver.
yeah, I can't wait to see your skin beaver hanging on the wall in your store. That'll be awesome.
It's going to be great, and it'll be there, or it'll be a pouch, either or.
Right, to keep your hands warm. Awesome.
Keep my hands warm. Yes.
Thanks again, Melanie. We'll talk soon. Take care.
All right, you too. Thank you.
Have a good night.
Thanks.
Cool.
Awesome.
Yeah. All right. Well, that was a lot of fun. I couldn't come up with any good cougar material, like
I think you hit the beaver hard enough. So
I did hit that beaver hard. You're right. Yeah.
Oh,
Trevor,
lot
how
of
do you
enough
get
busted
bear in a
laughing.
slow cooker? Well, one piece at a
Wait.
time, of course.
Was I supposed to leave?
Yeah, you can hang up now.
Okay.
she just pops back on. I'm back.
Oh, that could have been bad. Here we are talking about beaver and cougar jokes. I love how you
I
came
know.
back. That's amazing.
Well, I don't know about that, Trevor. Anyway, okay, I'm gonna hang up for real now.
Okay. It was fun having
Gonna-
you on. Definitely come on again sometime.
Yeah, I hope so. It was pretty cool. Yeah,
Next
we'll have
time?
to get. Yeah,
Well, next time, hopefully Kelly will be here.
yeah,
So-
it would have been cool to talk to her too.
Yeah, next time we'll have you. We'll
Yeah.
have you back on again.
Okay, yeah, she's been on my Facebook all along too. I didn't even know.
Oh,
I had no
cool.
clue.
Well, she
Yeah.
doesn't like the show or the listeners. She doesn't really do a good job at promoting stuff, so it's understandable.
All righty. Well, you guys take it easy.
All right,
Thanks.
thanks.
You
You
too.
too.
Both.
Great talking
All
to you
right.
again.
Yep.
Say hi
Yeah,
to
for
Heath.
sure. I will.
All right, bye
See you
bye.
later. Bye.
Oh, cool. Yeah, Mike McLean wants to know how do you get a bear in a slow cooker? And yes, typically I do it one part at a time. I don't try and get the whole, unless it's like a cub and a big slow cooker, I suppose.
just a bathtub.
Just not that slow. That's not cooking. That's decomposing. All right.
Let's
I'm
roll.
ready whenever you guys are.
Hey everyone, and welcome to episode 282 of Slamfire Radio on December the 6th, 2018. I'm one of your hosts, Matthew, the one and shot McClatchy.
I'm Adriel Frosty Michaud.
I'm Trevor the Frelatte.
And Kelly had a cow break into her house, and so she's waiting for the insurance man to show up to see if they can get that sorted out. That is just utterly ridiculous.
Mhm.
It'll probably be farmers. Dun, 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 dun. Yeah, drive-by ballooning. We saw it. We covered it. We know a thing or two. Ridiculous.
Oh, yeah. So here we are.
Yes.
I guess
Back
Doing the
again.
show. Mm-hmm.
Yep, another show. It's going to be a good one.
Well, it's going to be one.
It's going to be a thing. We'll see what it turns out to be.
Yes.
A show.
So I guess we'll roll into what we did with guns, and this is brought to you by the Calgary Shooting Center, Canada's premier firearms retailer. Do they not have any sales this week?
Oh, this is my bad.
See, this is Trevor's fault here.
This is my
why
responsibility.
We can't have nice things.
Yep. This is why we struggle with
Breaks things.
sponsors. Yeah, they still got some of those Beretta 92 Yippee-Ki-Yay Christmas specials going on.
Cool.
They also got in the FN F09 or 509. Those came in this week. So if you are interested, hopefully I didn't dissuade you last week. But they
What's the
are
FN 509.
The FN 509
Pistol.
is FN's newest polymer striker fired pistol, which is like to replace the FN FNS series.
Yeah.
Improved ergonomics.
Weren't you sort of disappointed that the FNS didn't do as well as it did?
They did, the thing that they improved that I liked the most was they replaced that ramped front sight with a squared front sight, which
yes,
yeah, you can rack it off your belt or a table or whatever, right?
Which isn't something we really need to do here in Canada a whole lot, but still, it's a good feature to have on a pistol.
Definitely. So maybe I'll announce this for the Calgary Shooting Center. Miss August from the CCFR calendar will be at the Calgary Shooting Center this Saturday, December 8th. So you can go out and meet her and have her sign your calendar. And that's Miss August Jasmine or Jasmine.
Shouldn't they have had Miss December come out this date? Couldn't she have come out in August?
Miss December can't come out because she doesn't know what day it is in December because of the calendar. Yeah. Yeah. You haven't seen a calendar yet, Matthew?
I haven't gotten one yet. No.
Oh, well, the editor should be fired because, basically the calendar is, it's messed up. And
I just no punches here. It's messed up.
We've all got calendars on our phones.
We do. So this one isn't about whether or not it's a functioning calendar. It's a decoration piece with girls on it,
sort of thing.
Yeah. And so what if December 2018 starts on a Tuesday this year? Wait, no, I don't think it did start on a Tuesday.
So
December's already almost
supposed to come out, but she couldn't because she got the day wrong.
Exactly.
Coming out on the 7th, guys, and she's here on the 6th.
Yeah.
Dang it.
Maybe the person who did it or who was responsible for it couldn't come on tonight because they're out taking a copy and paste class.
Maybe. Just copy 2017 over to 2018. What could possibly go wrong?
What could possibly go wrong? Yeah. It's a calendar. They've been the same way for, 218 years or 2018 years.
Yeah, 218 years. You nailed it the first time.
You can't use last year's this year. It's already
but it's going to come back. It's going to come back around. It's a pretty predictable pattern.
Every 8 years or something. I don't know how it goes, but there is a pattern.
And wasn't somebody just making fun of me for not changing the date in the show notes?
Probably.
All of us. Yeah.
Could be worse. I could have screwed up a whole month on a whole calendar, I guess, but whatever. Anyway, go to the Calgary Shooting Center Saturday and get Miss August, whose month is correct, to sign your calendar and pick up the calendar.
Trevor, this is how you should have done it. Are you tired of winter? Do you wish August would get here sooner? Come out to the Calgary Shooting Center and meet Miss August, where she's going to be heating up the aisles with sales like you've never seen before.
Oh man,
that last part.
Matthew, you need the sponsorship here, Trevor. I'm going to call the Calgary Shooting Center. It's sorry.
You're out. I'm in. Give me my hat.
That's how that works. Yeah, that was well done.
That's what I wasn't a hat. That's it.
In fairness, Matthew, if I wasn't so focused on throwing Kelly under the bus for screwing this up, I probably could have come up with something better. But my priorities are clearly different than yours.
Your priorities are funny too.
Well, thank you, Matthew.
No problem.
Shall we move on?
Yeah, let's I didn't do anything with guns this week. I didn't even. Well, I've been dry firing a little bit. That's about it. So Trevor, what you went shooting 22s with Trevor?
Yes, I did. You would have been proud of me.
That was up one line because that would have been. I went shooting 22s with Trevor, and that would have been you, Trevor, not the other Trevor. Although the other Trevor's cool too, but I'd like to go shooting 22s. Why am I not out shooting 22s
with Trevor and Trevor?
Trevor, tell us about how you went shooting 22s with Trevor. Don't spare any details. I want to hear all about this rimfire goodness.
Well, I was hoping to get like all 4 of my 22 rifles out just to check the zeros on them. But unfortunately, I just went out a couple of reasons brought me out, Matthew. One, Captain Andy did some head spacing work on my 5.97. He removes the bolt from the 5.97 action and he puts it on his mill, and he basically just takes a whisper, like a thou, off the face of the bolt, maybe more than a thou, just enough that it cleans it up in case there are any high spots there. Puts
right,
a new,
okay, gotcha. Yep.
Refaces it, resurfaces it, whatever, and of course it reduces the headspace a little bit. So obviously we wanted to know, he's experimenting on my gun, much like he did on Adriel's slide. So most of us fully expected him to break something, right? But in fact, it didn't, and I had the gun sighted in with Winchester 5.55 bulk pack. Yeah. So first thing I did was put more of that ammo through it. I didn't want to change that variable because I was there to sight the gun in with CCI standard. But I don't know if there was any increase in accuracy, but I did not certainly lose any accuracy. So there was no.
I wouldn't imagine you would with such a minor modification. Just cleaning it up is, I wouldn't expect too much from it.
Yeah. So I may have gained some, but it'd be almost hard to notice. The gun, both those guns don't like the bulk 5.55. They'll shoot it. They'll probably shoot a rifleman's score with it, but you better be on your game. The Ruger that I have in the 1022 or in the Magpul stock with the Ruger heavy 22 or 20-inch barrel just does not like that ammo whatsoever.
Well, it's that I have flat point on it, right?
Oh, well, it's a hollow point.
Yeah, but the hollow point on it, the me-plat of it or the me-plat, whatever, is huge. It's a big flat surface on the front, and it jams on everything.
Yeah, I didn't have any. Did you think, Adriel, when I said hates that ammo, I meant reliability issues?
Yes.
Oh, no, it means accuracy.
Yeah, accuracy. Sorry, Adriel.
Really?
Yeah, the accuracy with that ammo in my 1022 is horrific. Yep. Like I said, probably still capable of shooting a rifleman's score, almost certainly. But man,
it's just not great.
No, it's not great. And I'm going to keep the 1022 sighted in with that ammo because, my 1022 is not my dedicated Maple Sea rifle. It's more for plinking and possibly hunting. And I don't want to use CCI standard because it's too slow for hunting. Mm-hmm. It's just over 1,000 feet per second. You could actually, Trevor picked up on this. He could tell the difference in report between the CCI standard and the Winchester 5.55 bulk pack.
Yeah, well, one's going supersonic and one's not, and so
exactly
that crack.
Yeah. Yep. So got back to the 5.97 and I sighted it in with the CCI standard velocity, and I put 10 rounds in a group that I could cover with a dime at 25 meters. The pictures are on my Instagram, and it was a lot of fun.
That's not surprising. CCI standard velocity is amazing accurate.
Really, I don't know if I jumped into like SK or Ely Target if it would actually be any difference.
You probably wouldn't notice much difference with our skill level with the rifles that we're shooting. We're probably already at the pinnacle of what we in the rifle can do, and then the ammo on top of that. We would need a CZ 452 or something really accurate to really kind of dial in that last little bit of accuracy.
I concur. So, it was a lot of fun. The range at that time, I was still able to access the range, but those days are gone. Oh my! There's so much snow here. There's January, February levels of snow, and
send some down. I want some more snow down here, Fred, if you're listening, I want some tactical snow delivered to central New Brunswick, please.
It's gross, Matthew. Like, this is a lovely winter we're having this fall. It's just
I want more
brutal.
snow.
I don't know where we're going to put it all because, like I said, we've got
We'll take it in
January.
the spring.
Yeah, you will. Oh, I hope Fredericton learned their lesson because, man, oh man, they're going to get destroyed again because we've got more snow. We had in the month of November, we had January, February levels of snow.
Yeah.
And
it's going to stay all year now. It's not going to warm up.
No, it's not going. It was minus 13 today. It's not going anywhere. Yeah. So that was the last time I did some shooting, and then I was at Denise to do some work. I got to take apart a Browning BLR. I got to put that Weatherby back together. Went there today to pin some magazines. Unfortunately, that's always a sad thing to do. Yeah, but had
Isn't the BLR's got an interesting mechanism, eh? Like that rack and pinion to it,
and that's a good way of describing it. You've got a gear, and there's teeth on the lever, and there's teeth on the bolt, and it's literally a gear that goes between the lever and the bolt. And
I had to take one apart and put one back together when I worked for the gunsmith too.
Yeah, it's like he's done it so many times. He knows all the shortcuts. You know, he doesn't have to learn by trial and error. Like the bolt has to be pushed all the way forward into the action, or the gear won't. If you skip one tooth, then it won't close, and stuff like that. Yeah. And there's the older ones. The trigger group is held in with pins. They've gone to screws in the future. Oh, he taught me the coolest trick ever. If you want to keep from damaging your butt, you always have to put Vaseline on your tip whenever you need to do some screwing. So if you're screwing through the butt, put Vaseline on the tip, and it will protect the integrity of the entrance of the butt. It's a really cool,
like a bit of oil or something like that. But yeah,
no, just put some Vaseline on the tip, and then you can go into the butt, and you won't have any problems. When you pull the tip out, it's like you were never in there. You can't even tell that there's a hole there, which is what it was like before I went in. I was like, there's no hole there. He's like, yeah, there's a hole there. You're just not doing it right. So he comes
Vaseline
over.
Won't stretch it out at all.
Not at all. So why does a gunsmith have Vaseline? It's for the tip to protect the butt. I had, and it was amazing. When I finished screwing and pulled out, it was like, wow, I was never in there. That's phenomenal. So I didn't even know that was a thing. What else?
Going to be one of them shows.
It's a pro tip, man. For your tip.
Pro tip.
Put some Vaseline on the tip.
You care about the appearance of your butt, use Vaseline.
Well, or other people's butts. I don't care about mine. I wasn't working on mine. I didn't want to damage this guy's butt. You know? So he comes back to pick it up and his butt's all damaged, like he's going to be upset. So yep. What else? This is kind of a big one. So I mentioned before on the show, I'm the training coordinator for IPSC New Brunswick. So I'm responsible for the NROI stuff and the Black Badge stuff. Coordinate classes, update the instructors when there's changes to material, stuff like that. So this was one of the, in recent memory, it's the first time that the NEC, the National Executive Committee, has gotten together for a meeting that wasn't at the Nationals. So that was really exciting. They have happened in the past outside the Nationals, but seldomly. And so this meeting was for the regional director to give us updates on what's happening at the world level. But mostly it was kind of like a policy development meeting. We discussed Black Badge in great detail. We discussed what every section was doing with regards to Black Badge. There's going to be sometime in the future, hopefully the near future, a new Black Badge program developed for all of Canada. And also considering looking at, don't hold me to any of this. Not all the committees have been struck yet. This is all preliminary stuff. So you can't run out there and say, well, I heard on Slamfire that IPSC Canada is doing this and IPSC Canada is doing that. It was a planning meeting. It was a strategy meeting. Things are in the works, but nothing is written in stone, right? But new Black Badge that's going to be modular. So there's a huge demand for IPSC shotgun in Ontario, and it doesn't make sense for someone to take a pistol Black Badge and then go shoot a shotgun match. And you don't want to turn people away, but they can't shoot IPSC with a black badge, but they only want to shoot IPSC shotgun. So there's a demand there, and IPSC Canada is going to work to fill that demand or meet that demand by developing a new black badge program that will have modules for pistol, rifle, shotgun, and PCC. PCC is coming to IPSC in a roundabout way, and that's all you really need to know. It's going to be work for match directors, but on the surface, if you have a PCC, you'll be able to shoot it at a match in January. You don't need to understand why, but basically it was recognized as a discipline, not a division. Yeah.
Huh.
In other words, just like IPSC rifle is a discipline, IPSC shotgun is a discipline, IPSC pistol is a discipline, PCC was not approved as a division of the pistol rulebook. It was approved as its own discipline.
Oh, interesting. I thought it was approved as like
that was the intent.
Pistol match with it.
You can, and that's all you need to really understand or worry about. But in reality, it's not a division in pistol. It's its own discipline, but you will be allowed to shoot it along pistols at pistol matches. But in reality, what it is on paper is a PCC match is happening at the same time as a pistol match.
And I mean, the overall times are always going to be taken by the PCC guy. That's all that's important, is that they win overall.
Actually, IPSC doesn't, and you know this, you're just being facetious, but the listeners may not. So it's important that we clarify this. IPSC doesn't recognize overall. IPSC recognizes division winners. There's a winner for production. There's a winner for open. There's a winner, right?
Overall, folks.
So overall is only good for bragging rights. So you will see the PCC in the practice score results. You will see the PCC in the overall, but even though it was its own separate match, they'll be included in the overall because the overall doesn't count. If the overall did count, we couldn't put them in there. Right. Because they're their own match. So
the reason why they're able to shoot alongside the pistol guys is because they're using pistol ammo and would be shooting at the same ranges and the same targets. You couldn't have them shoot alongside in the rifle or the shotgun because the targets are completely different.
Not anymore. There's only one target now. They got rid of like pistol can shoot at clay if they want to. You can use frangible targets in a pistol match.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's
so no, it's not. It's just that we've never done it.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, there's a lot of no. There's a lot of things that are
we just never did.
Right. Yeah.
Okay.
Now you're going to make me go back and double check that.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it wasn't allowed, but whatever. It doesn't matter one way or another. That we can now is cool because that would be kind of neat to be able to do.
Maybe I'm thinking of self-healing targets. Yeah, don't quote me on that. Yeah, friend.
It's too late. It's already been recorded and it's out there live.
That's it. All the information.
IPSC match directors are listening, and they're all going to start making changes to their matches.
It's okay, Trevor. People don't expect you to know everything. You've only been in the sport for the past 7 years, and you're
right.
Director.
Yeah, I know.
You wouldn't be expected to know a little silly frivolous rule like that.
Exactly. Yeah. So, what else was big at that meeting? Oh, well, and also there's a new rule book coming, and along with the new rule book, then we need new RO course material, and that comes to us from the international body. They develop the coursing, the range officer certification curriculums. They send them to the sections, and then the regions rather, and the regions and ROI programs implement them. So those need to reflect PCC. Those need to reflect production optics light, that sort of thing. So
production optics and production optics light.
Yep, that was a big thing in Europe, man. They really put that on. You'll probably will not see production optics light offered as a division in a Canadian match unless the match director is shooting it, because there's just too many divisions and you don't need to recognize them all. So I'm never offering it. I'm not offering it at level 1. I'm not offering it at a level 3. Not doing it.
Mm-hmm.
The trigger pull thing we talked about, I think it was brought up again. So just to clarify, in production, here's a big one. You are now allowed to mill the slide on your production gun and mount an optic directly to it.
Oh, that's cool. Instead of having to buy a factory one.
Or the other option, Matthew, was a lot of aftermarket companies started to make mounts that went into the rear dovetail, and then you mounted the optic to that, but it raised it up quite a bit off of the slide.
Yeah.
So now you are allowed to get your slide milled.
Cool.
Yeah. and you're allowed to put aftermarket trigger parts in the gun.
Really?
And yep, double action, single action is still 5 pounds minimum on the first, no minimum on the single action. If your gun is striker fired or double action only, it's allowed to be 3 pounds every pull.
Which
Really?
is pretty good. That makes a big difference.
Makes a big difference, yeah.
Wow. I guess someone's going to have to order some new trigger parts for my Glock. And lighten up that trigger
Time to get a
pull.
Zev for that thing or what?
Yep.
Yep.
At least a
Might as
connector.
well.
You never did a connector before, Matthew. Now you can do a connector.
Yeah.
You can do a Glock one and Zev one. At least that. I wouldn't mess with anything else but that. I wouldn't play with the
I've
spring.
got a good trigger as it is. Yeah, exactly.
And the problem is, you could put that connector. You can buy one connector, put it in 3 different Glock 17s, and it will not give
Yeah.
you the same. So
That's right.
yeah, your reset might be great right now, and you might not be creepy right now. You may drop a Zev in, and all of a sudden it's going to be lighter but longer or creepier. Reset may be different.
It's going to be hard to say. Maybe
Yeah,
I'll
but
just
at
leave
$20,
it.
who cares?
Yeah, it's cheap.
You know, yeah, it's
Yeah, it's
cheap.
true.
So it's not the.
But that being said, I've been shooting it like this for this long anyway. I wonder if I would even really notice much of a difference.
I think you may on your splits on far targets
Yeah,
where
maybe.
you need to be deliberate, but you want to speed
Yep.
up the split without dipping the muzzle. So
Yeah. Yep.
Anyway.
Quite possibly. That's exciting though. That's cool.
Yep. The other cool thing, I think it's cool. I don't know if it's going to happen. This was a discussion, and I don't know where we're at with it. So don't hold me to it. Quote me, but this is not written in stone. This is just one of those sidebar conversations that happen. It may develop into something, but a national black badge instructor certification program. So if you want to teach black badge, you'll have to be certified by IPSC Canada to do so. So
And then you can teach anywhere?
well, in theory, Adriel, since the black badge program is supposed to be the same everywhere, but it's not, this new one, if you want to be recognized, you will teach it. If you do anything other than the new one that's coming, I don't think it's going to be recognized. And that's all in an effort to make sure that all provinces are doing all the same program and all instructors are trained to the same standard. So it's not so much about so you can jump over lines and move to other provinces to get your black badge. It's so that we know that the IPSC Canada is producing quality instructors who will then in turn produce quality students who then in turn should stay in the sport, because retention is really important to us, like all sports. So that's it for me. What about you, Adriel?
Let's see. I did a couple of things. I shot off Pistol Max at Phoenix. That was fun. It was it's like a IPSC-ish pistol match that they do indoors at Phoenix. I got black snot again. I don't know if I'm gonna go back. Like I love the match. I love the it's all everything's like checking all the boxes in terms of practice and that kind of thing. But it's just there's too much nasty stuff in the air, so I don't think I'm gonna do that much more.
I don't blame you, because I had my lead checked and then I was told don't do anything for 3 months, and I didn't do anything for 3 months, and then I was supposed to have my lead checked again. I had to change the appointment to go get it checked.
Mhm.
And I shot 2 matches before I went and had the blood work. And when the blood work came back, it was higher than it was 3 months before.
Mm.
And I mean, the only thing I can attribute it to is shooting those 2 indoor matches. And the ventilation at that place doesn't give you the black dust in your nose.
Mm-hmm.
So think about if you got the black soot in your nose, how bad that air is.
Yeah. But, like everything else is good though. Like I like the guys that put it on. I like the venue's good for it. I like the time. It's all like so super convenient. It's just the ventilation's like I don't know. I'm not comfortable with it for myself. I won production. That was cool. Like
Nice.
there was some better shooters
cool.
in like production optics and standard and a couple of the other divisions that would have just stomped me. But
So it's not IPSC, but as far as divisions go, they follow IPSC rules.
yeah, like
Cool.
it's you could take like 95% of IPSC. I think that some of their target presentations aren't IPSC, but everything
That's
else
about it,
is-
really.
Yeah.
Yeah. And the
let's see.
freestyle component. I think I've seen some stages that didn't follow the freestyle component.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, that's because they've got like small
Right.
bay and they're trying to jam a bunch of stages into like one little area. And it's practice. It's more a practice than a match. Like you're not going there to win and get the bragging rights from it. You're going there to like practice something, right? For me, it was like that Shadow 2 getting practice with it and getting some rounds in with it.
And you won production.
Yeah.
How many people in production?
I don't know.
Don't say 2.
No, like 12 or 13 or something like
Decent, man. That's good.
that. Let's see. I sold my primary arms 1 to 6, which is that scope that I was using for 3-gun.
Mhm.
And then I bought an Aimpoint Pro. I've been looking. I've actually been like not scrutinizing, like going over and over my different optic choice because I want to go into limited next year. We've got some like really good shooters here in Chaz 3-gun that are that just go unlimited, right? So I want to compete with those guys directly. I've been looking at the Spitfire, which is like an etched reticle prism red dot. So it's still 1x, but it's etched. So you can leave the red dot off. You get that black dot. It's got a BDC turret on the top. So if you want to, you can dial in your dot to your range. I was looking at the Vortex UH1, which is a holographic sight. It's got a 1 MOA dot, and it's holographic and kind of neat and that kind of thing. So I was like, maybe that. And then a buddy of mine was saying like, hey, I can get you a really good deal on an Aimpoint Pro, which is like bomb-proof, red dot, lasts forever. Turn it on at the start of the year and change the battery after a year or 2 or 3. And then just recently here, he sent me a link to a CGN thread where someone was selling one for a really good price, and I bought it. I got right on top of that thing. So yeah, I got an Aimpoint Pro. It's kind of silly thing about the Pro. So like Aimpoint's got a bunch of different red dots. Their Pro is actually like their entry level red dot. It stands for Patrol Rifle Optic, not professional or anything like that. It's just like this is
that would just make sense if it stands for professional.
No, of course it wouldn't. Now there's something interesting. One interesting thing about this red dot that I was reading about. It's got a clear cap on the back, so it's capped on both sides. You can pop the caps, right? That clear on the back, black on the front, and the reason is you can leave it on and you can shoot both eyes open. The dot's still there. So the idea is if you got both eyes open, you see the dot superimposed on your target, pull the trigger, and you'll hit it, right? Mm-hmm. I want to try this. I want to try it, and I'm curious what you guys think. Okay, both eyes open, but cap closed on the front on the red dot.
I've tried this. It works.
It works. Oh man, yeah. This is so interesting. How, like what range and what precision?
Oh, I don't know if I went for precision, but 25 yards, and I was hitting what I was aiming at. I think I just had one of those little metal targets up. I wasn't doing it. I mean, I didn't do any sort of deep research with this. I just wanted to see if it would work. It's basically the same idea. Like, you flipped up the back and forgot to flip up the front. Could I hit it? And I could.
Interesting. Yeah, I want to try that at like 100 on a steel plate and see if
I didn't go that far. So.
You got to have a lot of trust in your eyes and your alignment of that dot to do that kind of shot, right? So that's
it's holographic, right?
Nope, it's red dot. It's not holographic.
Okay, so then either way, even a red dot is parallax free after 25 yards usually. So as long as the target's at least 25 yards or farther, it doesn't matter. There would be no issue with the parallax. As long as you can see the red dot, it should be very close to your target.
Yeah. So I went on Amazon. I ordered some batteries for that thing. Not that I need a lot, but I got 3, which should be like a 10-year supply for that thing. And yeah, it's on its way. So I'll pop that on my rifle. The other thing I've been doing, I got a here. So for the YouTube viewers, I've got this ultrasonic cleaner. This is the Harbor Freight one that the Americans like in the States. I got it on eBay, I think. It's about $100. It's quite large, so you can fit like a lot in there. You can fit like 2 BCGs in here, or you can fit most of a pistol. So you can take like a shadow and it will fit in there. So the interesting thing about that, I primarily was looking for something for BCGs because it's hard to get inside a BCG and really clean it out properly. And it takes forever. So some guys just don't. Just never clean their rifles.
Without an actual BCG tool, you're right. It's a pain to get in there.
Even with a BCG tool, I have one. And you're scraping, and you get some pipe cleaner, and you get in there, and it's just a lot of work to clean one of those things off.
Adriel, I've seen a pistol that somebody cleaned in an ultrasonic cleaner that rusted. We had to reblue it. I've seen other people online who have cleaned gun parts that then rusted. What are they doing wrong?
They're not Okay, so you use hot water and cleaner. These things are heated, right? So you got that thing like nuclear hot. You dunk your gun in there, and once the ultrasonic starts, yeah, you see the crud start coming off them. But you got to oil the thing afterwards. So you got to like rinse it with hot water, and then you got to oil it. So like, yeah, this Shadow 1, you got to oil the thing afterwards.
So
Any bare metal, got to get oil on it, because
so
it's
immediately right after it comes out, rinse it off to get rid of any debris that's left and any of the cleaning solution, and then put the ballistol to it.
Totally. Yeah, I got some light oil that I just popped in anywhere that that I needed to. I mean, the advantage to this is here. I got this. What do you call this? Bore light.
No, it's a fiber optic light.
Yeah. So I can show the people at least who are on the YouTube. Like now on a Shadow, this area is like always filthy, and it's impossible to get in there with a pipe cleaner. And you can see there, nice and
carbon,
clean.
yeah. So you left that all installed intact. You left that trigger return spring in the frame. You left the pin in the frame. You left the trigger in the frame, and just tossed it in ultrasonic cleaner.
Totally. And then I oiled the shit. I oiled it afterwards. I didn't say the whole thing. I don't have to bleep it afterwards.
Oiled the crap out of it.
Yeah. I disassembled like everything that I wanted to, like for a Shadow, like trying to get all this stuff out. I'm not going to bother. For the slide, I took it all apart. I took everything out, even the firing pin I took out, because I don't want any moisture in that firing pin channel working on that stuff.
And the extractor, did you remove the extractor? And
no, I didn't take the extractor off.
Oh, I'd be more likely to take that out before the firing pin. Maybe both.
Yeah, anyway, anything easy, and then I just oiled it afterwards and called it a day. I also used I had some canned air, so I took it, hot water, canned air, sprayed out, oil, good to go. No rust on any of the stuff I did, even doing stuff like this where I just dunked the whole thing in there, right? And the like nice and clean. This gun's never been this clean.
No, you only do so much with picks and toothpicks.
Yeah, even like working at it for like usually a lot of my nights, I'll be watching YouTube or something like that, and I'll just kind of pick away at a gun and clean it off. Just not because it needs it, because I just want to. And now I can't clean them as good as this thing will. Not even close. Let's see. I started adding a bunch of 2019 events to 3gun.ca, so I've got some of the major matches on there, and then some of the match schedules that have been released. And I ran a survey to see how people would rate the best black non-restricted rifles in Canada. What do you guys?
Flawed.
Which part do you think was flawed?
You didn't separate the VZ and CZ platforms, into VZ 58 and 223 and VZ 58 and 7.62.
Okay.
Because with 10-round mag adapters and AR mags, that makes the VZ 58 a bit more appealing.
Mm-hmm.
Did somebody say you forgot the modern varminter, but you didn't? Was the modern varminter in there? Modern hunter?
No, I totally left the modern varminter. I got the modern sporter in there. No modern varminter.
What's the modern varminter or sporter?
The sporter is the upper lower that you can just bolt all the stuff on. The varminter is the put together rifle.
Yeah. Okay. All right. What else? I guess that was it.
What do you think is going to be top on there?
Well, I know, so it's not fair. Matthew, did you see the survey or
I saw it too.
Did you do it?
I didn't do it, no.
All right. Well, let's see what the listeners on YouTube think. Guys, chime in. I'm watching the stream. Which gun do you think from Adriel's video was the top most popular non-restricted black rifle in Canada?
I don't think I did a video.
Going.
I can start at the bottom. I want to go bottom up.
Yeah. Go bottom up. That way gives the listeners a chance to
get to it.
Before you do that, I will say this: I was surprised that the caliber chosen, but we're biased in New Brunswick due to caliber restrictions for hunting, so that's why we wouldn't have chosen that. But so Mike thinks the XCRL. Jeremy thinks the BCL. Interesting.
Jeremy also listed the Stag 10, and
Oh.
Greg talked about the X95.
Right, but isn't the X95 9mm?
No, it's both 223 or 9mm. You can swap.
Okay, right. That's
Caliber
the
conversion.
X95 is just the new Tavor. Okay.
Yeah. All right, I'll start from the bottom. SKS 15.
Dead
Benelli
last.
What?
MR1.
SKS was the bottom one? That doesn't make any sense.
Did it actually get a vote?
Well, it's a stack rank exercise, so you have to drag and drop everything to where it needs to be, right? The whole idea here isn't to say, like, I like this one the best. It's to say, order them in the order that you think that they should be, and then you get a ranking out of it. So this is
okay.
I love doing this kind of a survey because this is the cleanest way of getting what should be the best. Anyways, SKS 15, Benelli MR1. It's not really a black rifle. It's more of like a repeater 223 kind of thing.
Yeah.
It takes the AR mag, so
That's the thing.
Yeah.
It's non-restricted. It takes air mags.
Yeah. AR 180B. I agree with that. I mean, the AR 180B, it's a polymer lower, and the grip it's all just one piece of plastic, and it breaks at the front where it's got the hinge pin on there. It doesn't have like a factory rail on top from the factory. It's cheaply made, but a cool platform. Type 81, Norinco Type 97, Norinco M305. We're seeing a trend here of Chinese guns. H&K SL8. Have you guys ever shot one of those?
No,
is that
only handled them.
the
Plastic clamp
legal version of the
G36?
Yeah, the G36. Yes, I've shot one of those.
Yeah, they're cool. Swiss Arms PE90 Black Special. ACR SG 542. I was surprised at that one. I don't even know that many people who run one of those things. That's the 308. That's the Chilean one that's in 308.
Okay.
Modern Hunter, BCL 102, Maccabee SLR, CZ 858/VZ 58, Modern Sporter, Robinson XCR. I put XCR as one. I didn't put XCRL or XCRM in there. It's all just one. IWI X95, WK 180C, Tavor.
So what number is that one?
Which one?
I think we're in the top 5 now.
Yeah, we're done. So Stag 10, Tavor, WK 180 are the top 3, followed by the X95 and XCR.
The SLR is way down.
Yep.
Which is the most AR-esque.
But I wonder if it's way down due to its price and due to the fact that you have to build it yourself, and so a lot of guys might be put off by that.
There were some bugs with the first ones that come out as well.
Right.
Finish the pins being too small, the magwell being too tight, that kind of thing, right?
Yeah.
And it's too bad that it would get ranked poorly because of something like that. I think it makes more sense to sort of rank it based on how it should work. Trevor's works great. Took a little bit of effort to get it going to where it needed to be, but it should still be. Well, I guess it makes sense to rank them both ways. Yeah, right.
Mine didn't take any special shenanigans or anything to get it going.
No.
The only thing I did, Matthew, is I did a lot of testing of which magazines dropped free and which didn't. So that was, you could be referring to that. Like I spent like a couple of hours at the range with every mag, testing them over and over to see which ones function flawlessly, and then I labeled
thought there was an assembly issue with it. Maybe
most people ran into an assembly issue with the bolt stop pin, with the hole being too small. But I happen to have a pin that fit, and so tried one pin. It was too big. I reached into my AR parts kits and found one that fit like a glove, and used the actual tool for the job, and never looked back. Now, I stripped mine last night to bare bones, along with the Maple Ridge handguard, because I'm getting them all Cerakoted. I scratched mine, putting that pin in, fighting with it a little bit, pulling, getting the anodizing out of the hole with the punch, pulling the punch out, dragging it across the receiver. So the receiver was scratched from assembly because I, threw it together really, really quickly. Didn't care. We needed to get some footage before SummerSlam started. So in my defense, I really rushed putting that together.
Yeah,
but I stripped it last night because I'm going to get Cerakoted, and I decided to open up the magwell. I did a ton of filing because the tool marks inside the magwell you don't notice until you remove the anodizing, and it's like dips in there,
or you feel with your finger.
Yeah. So I filed all that to get it flush, and that helped make some mags drop a little more freely. Now I'm going to get that spray with Cerakote. So what I took off is probably going to go back on. So
it's probably a good thing you took it off, so that there's something that can go back on without getting too detrimental to your mags dropping free.
Exactly. I end up in there taking it all out again. So
yeah.
Yep.
That's all right. It's not that hard to do.
Yeah. But Stag 10 in a lot of ways makes sense, Adriel, because they're a very well-known manufacturer that's been around a long time, and they make a quality AR-15. I love a Stag 15. I love the 3-gun rifle they came out with, and I love their M4 kind of gun that they have. So,
yeah, a high quality, reasonable price, because I think you can get the upper lower for $500.
Exactly. No, it's not. It's not $500. By the time
it is $500. The upper and lower. CTC Supplies has them right now for $499.
Oh my god! Wow.
Mm-hmm.
I should buy another set then, because by the time I got my first one, it was almost $7. Tax and shipping and whatnot. But the
$599. $599.
There you go. Yeah. You could buy the whole rifle for how much?
$1,800.
Okay. There's some in stock at the Calgary Shooting Center. Just saying.
Cool.
So, yeah, so it was an
that's
interesting survey.
Yeah, that's it for me.
All right.
Cool. All right, I guess we're moving on to the next thing then. What is the next thing? I don't know. Who's the lead host? Oh, it's me. Upcoming events.
Nope. None.
The 2019 CCFR Gunny Girl. Come meet Mississauga. Where did you send this?
Yep. Yeah. So I said you can go right to news.
Somebody should put that in italics so I don't read it. That's it. Nothing else is going on.
News.
Nope.
News.
Do you want me
It's got Adriel's name next to it, so I'm assuming he's going to read it. I don't know.
Yeah, this is just on the Desert Tech MDR. We had this last week, but I don't think we read it.
What is the MDR, Adriel? Is it a carbine?
It is a rifle.
But
carbine or carbine?
It doesn't matter. They're both right.
When I think Desert Tech, I think bolt action bullpup sniper rifle.
Close.
But they make
bullpup semi.
Ah.
Yeah, so I think like it's kind of like a Tavor kind of looking, but a little bit more.
This would be affordable.
Yeah. They've opted, so they're working on getting them in. There's a bit of a delay. They're going to produce some new barrels to meet new Canadian requirements. They're estimating they're going to get them into Canada towards the end of Q1 2019.
Which is
Is there a picture of this thing anywhere?
Google. It's all over Google. I'm looking at it now.
All right.
Yep.
I'm going to Google it now.
It almost looks Kel-Tec-y, guys.
Oh, yeah? Well, just because it looks Kel-Tec, it doesn't mean it's cheap.
That's right.
No.
Looks aren't everything, Trevor. That's how you got married, remember?
Yeah, I took pity on her.
Oh, that was quick, too. Look at you. Good job, buddy.
Thanks, man.
I'm texting her right now saying what you said.
Someday remind me to tell you the 30-pound joke.
Oh, no.
Anyways, that's that.
I don't hate the look of it, but I still don't like bullpups.
I used to like bullpups a lot more before I started competition shooting with rifles, and now I don't like them.
High bore axis. I can't stand sights that high off of a barrel. Just drives me nuts.
If I primarily like was in and out of vehicles a lot and coyote hunted with a rifle slung over my shoulder, I
Mark 18.
A Mark 18.
Yeah, Mark 18.
Mark 18.
Okay, well,
you get you're a full inch lower over the barrel with your optic than you are with a bullpup.
But I would
now
that
if
wouldn't
you were,
be good to go in Canada.
Oh well, okay, fine.
Sure. Yeah, gotcha. But I mean, if you were only shooting long distance with it, then that height over bore doesn't make a difference.
Right.
But if you're shooting long distance, then a conventional rifle's going to be like it's easier to make more accurate,
like
right?
you said, if you're in and out of a vehicle all day shooting coyotes at long distance, and this would be a fantastic platform for that. But I can't stand going from long distance to short distance with having to keep in mind that ridiculous sight line.
Yeah. Makes a difference.
Oh, Mike
And
wants to know.
I often find myself shooting things up close. So I really strive to have rifles that have really low scopes or just sights.
Mike wants to know what the 30-pound joke is. Should we entertain him? Or
Wait till after the show, maybe. I don't know.
there you
Yeah.
go.
Yeah, we'll say it in the after show part. So if you're
Remind
listening
me, Mike.
live, you get a little bonus content here. If you're listening, you're gonna on the podcast, you're gonna have to email Trevor for him to tell you the show.
What?
This story.
Thanks for helping me stay out of trouble, guys.
Yeah, do what I can.
So rare. Normally, you guys be like, "Yes, do something to hurt yourself. Go for it."
Well, you already have so far, so we figured we would call you in a little
Oh,
Mhm.
okay. Cool. Yeah.
bit. That's it for news.
That's it for news.
What about news gun stuff?
You guys have I sent this to you right away after
Yes.
I saw it. The Spectre Ballistics
Yes.
are making a Magwell adapter that lets 1022s run 5.97 mags.
They actually
And
have a
people are
letter
like,
from
So that's stupid. Why would you do that? Well, think about it for a second.
not just they actually got a letter from the RCMP. Now remember, Matthew, Press Check was once told we can't write letters to everyone who's not breaking
Yep.
the law to tell them they're not breaking the law.
Yep.
They wrote these guys a letter to tell them they weren't breaking the law.
That's ridiculous. That really grinds my gears.
And they actually
should.
cited parts of the Criminal Code, or the Firearms Act rather, that discuss what is a magazine.
Grinds my gears.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Help one group, not another.
Yeah, and basically it's the exact same thing. Both groups are trying to be able to shoot more ammunition out of a single magazine and rifle platform. But anyway, whatever. I'm not going to get into that.
Yep.
Anyway, so what it does is 1022s and 25 round mags are all prohibited in Canada
Oh,
because
stop. They're not all prohibited. They only name the Ruger BDX specifically. If you go to the latest version of magazine capacity special bulletin for retailers, Bulletin 72, when they talk about the 25 round mag for the 1022, they name the BDX Ruger mag
do
specifically.
they say such as the Ruger
No.
BDX 25?
No, they
So we
named
can
the
get the
Ruger
100
one.
round drums then?
They named the Ruger one specifically, and here's why. Because on the package for the Ruger one, it's marketed for both the pistol and the rifle. They
But
don't
that's
name
not what determines it's whether or not that platform is actually a rifle or pistol.
right, but the
But
rationale
that's
for
not even so they're not even following their own rules consistently.
you got it. The rationale they're using is that it's marketed for both a pistol and a rifle. If it was rifle only, it would be okay.
Why would they even be saying that when if they said it more generically the way we've all been understanding it, they would be prohibiting even more mags. Like their goal, I mean, their end goal, of course, is to remove all of these dangerous things out of the hands of Canadians because we're so dangerous with them. So why are they letting all the other ones slide? And they make no sense.
Well,
at
it's
all.
let me put it to you this way. It's my interpretation of what the bulletin says. The bulletin
Okay. Alright.
names only the BDX and names it specifically.
All
And
right.
it implies that the other ones are good to go. You read it, your mileage may vary. I would love for you guys to read it and tell me if I'm way out
Yeah, I'd
of
have to look
line,
it up.
but
Yeah.
they specifically name the BDX.
I mean, their
Interesting.
bulletins aren't law either. They're just like
No, they're not. But regardless, because the 10 for the listeners who aren't up to speed, that because the 1022 is offered as a pistol, all of the mags for it are supposed to be pinned to 10 rounds or less in Canada because pistols can only have 10 rounds in them. So this adapter lets you use a 5.97 magazine, which is a magazine for a rifle only. There is no pistol version of the Remington 5.97. So it lets you run 25 round mags in a
30.
1022.
30. They also have a
30, whatever.
70 round drum.
For the Remington?
Yep.
I was unaware.
ProMag makes it.
Trevor's like, sign me up.
Yeah, because I'll tell you, those Remington factory 30 round mags suck.
Yeah.
The
That's
hard,
one
clear-
thing that I heard. I was like sharing that, and people are like, "Yeah, but those 5.97 mags suck." Like, yeah. There's some feeding issues that people get with them, right?
Yeah.
I think they were talking about how to get more reliability out of them by cycling the spring, or there's something with the follower or something like that.
Yeah, you remove the follower from the 10 round mag and install it into the 30 round mag, and you'll get your bolt hold open feature put back because the follower on the 30 round mag does not reliably work to hold the bolt back. The clear plastic ones seem to work better than the black plastic opaque ones. Again, your
So
mileage
just
may vary.
to backtrack here, Trevor, I just went and looked up bullets in 72. It lists the Ruger BX25 as an example. For example, this magazine is designed for use in the rifle and the pistol.
Okay,
Therefore, it is. So it is all of them. It is all any magazine that can.
So it
hold
says
more
example, but it does name that one, and it names it because it's both.
Yeah. Yes.
You pick up
But-
a Butler Creek 25 round mag.
The 25, the Butler Creek one would still be prohibited. They just simply didn't use the Butler Creek one as an example. They just used the BX25 as an example. It says the magazine chambered is designed and manufactured for use in the pistol and the rifle.
Right.
As a result, this magazine is a prohibited device.
As a result, because that one is made for both, as a result, that one is a prohibited device. The Butler Creek is only marketed towards the rifle. That'll be my argument in court.
I don't know if it would stand up though, because again, they're just citing this as an example. The actual part where they say what can be and can't be used, magazines designed to contain rimfire cartridges, designed or manufactured for use in semi-automatic handgun, are limited to 10. If that magazine exists and that rifle it's well, you know what? Maybe, I don't know. With the LAR mags, they're designed specifically for the pistol and they're allowed to be used in the rifle.
Right.
Yeah, that would be something for the judge to determine, I guess.
Oh, good luck. Good luck to them.
Yeah. Well,
No kidding.
interesting way of interpreting it, though, right?
It's convoluted for sure.
Of course. All right. Dead horse is dead. We're still beating it.
Yep.
Yeah.
Canada Ammo has some mag-fed pump shotguns that aren't they had some of these before, and they were Chinese made. Now these ones look to be Turkish made because they're using that same Turk mag that you see in a lot of shotguns. And it's a mag-fed. They've got a 9-inch mag-fed shotgun, and they've got a 13-inch mag-fed shotgun in stainless or blued. So I mean, if that floats your boat, I guess those are kind of neat.
Is it okay? So it's I got you. It's the 870 mag-fed clone.
Yes.
Yeah, no thanks.
With a 9-inch barrel on the one. Like the forend to pump on it is ridiculously small. It's like a tiny little surface. And it would fit like regular. I think these are just the regular Turk mags. Anyways, they got those.
Cool.
SFRC and CTC Supplies both got their new websites.
SFRC is rocking a new website. Cool.
Both with the same theme.
Yeah.
Well, Wolverines and Monstalls is kind of hard to tell apart. Not anymore, but for a while they were.
I like your little description, like two ladies arriving at a party in the same dress.
But the ladies are gun stores.
But the ladies are gun stores, yeah.
I mean, it's not such a bad thing because it just makes it easy to use one or use them both, right? Once you know how to use them, and you're like, oh, this other site's the same. Okay, well, I'll just do the same thing. One of the things I saw on CTC Supplies, they've got the Apex Tactical trigger for the FNS and the FN509.
Again,
so you can make that trigger much more better.
They're carrying them now. That's good. You don't have to worry about an American source. They also are carrying the Hudson H9.
Oh, yeah. I saw that on there, too.
I didn't know anyone other than I Run Guns was bringing them in. I wonder if they're getting them from I Run Guns. Because, interesting.
I want to try the Hudson H9.
I've held it. One of our IPSC buddies from Nova Scotia has one. It's cool. He's having problems.
Didn't somebody have one at one of our courses?
Well, one of the guys.
Something different.
No, he attended one of our courses, and now he has one, but he did not have it at the course.
So we didn't get a chance to shoot it then.
Nope.
Maybe I thought. Okay. I thought I did. Maybe not. Regardless, I can't remember if I've shot one or not, but I want to.
Yeah. They're having some QC issues right now.
These are all like brand new websites, so probably if they got something, just send them an email and let them know what's wrong.
No, the gun.
No, the
Oh,
gun.
the Hudson.
Yeah.
Well, that's not uncommon with startup companies.
No, exactly.
Yeah.
I'm really
a
liking
couple of generations to get everything worked out.
I'm really liking the look of this Apex trigger for the FNS.
Mm.
I'm gonna have to go. Huh?
I like Apex.
I like Apex. Yep. I'm gonna have to go buy my FNS back from Denis and drop this in there. They've got.
You should buy a Vector.
A Vector what?
A Chris Vector.
No. They've got. It's not just the trigger bar. It's also a sear. It's an enhanced trigger kit. I thought it was just the bar, but it's the trigger and a sear.
Yeah, trigger. So you get like that new flat faced. It's probably like an aluminum trigger rather than the plastic one that the.
I don't know. I'm looking at the picture close up, Adriel, and I think it's plastic. I can see what looks to be a. No, I think the trigger is aluminum and the trigger safety is plastic.
Maybe.
Cool. Somebody send me one to test and evaluate. What's going on Reddit?
Yeah, this last one is it was a Reddit announcement. This Body Armor Canada, they're selling and I mean in some provinces you can have body armor. They're selling a Covert Me seat. It's like a stadium seat that you would that like a folding pad kind of a thing. But it's actually a body armor that you can like throw over top. So front and back plates that just looks like a stadium seat.
Neat.
Yep.
BC recently gave their citizens permission to own body armor if they have a PAL. That's the only concession.
Yeah, that's what we got here in Alberta. Got to have a PAL to get one.
We can just go buy it.
Yeah, we don't have any legislation around it at all that I'm aware of.
Yeah. I mean, like this is a 6.5 pound stadium seat. Like this will get tired real quick. We're going to like a hockey game or something like that, lugging around a 7 pound thing that's just sitting on.
I might get one for school.
Oh, there's your idea. Yeah, because it doesn't look like an armor set, but it is.
Well, that way I don't have to lug it around.
Just leave it there.
Just sit on it.
Yep.
Indeedy.
Better than throwing a hockey puck.
Yeah. Cool. So is that it then for news?
Mm-hmm.
Cool. All right. So I guess we will roll into the main topic. Well, thanks again, Melanie, for joining us. We apologize again for Trevor.
Fine, then I apologize to you guys for Melanie.
All right. Thank you very much. And I feel better now because she did insult me quite hard there.
Good. Did she?
Deservedly.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yep, deservedly.
So, I guess feedback from the YouTube channel. Got anything interesting from there? There's a bit of discussion on Jeremy says, what do you have the expectation that the RCMP lab makes sense? Yeah.
That'd be nice. There's supposed to be a lab of experts, right?
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Supposed to be.
Yeah.
What else we got here?
Greg May says, I've seen lots of both 597 and Butler Creek mags on the line at Maple Seed, ? And we tend to have to lend those people our stock Ruger mags because of reliability issues. Yeah, the newer Butler Creek stuff is pretty bad. Remember, Matthew, when you and I started shooting together, the Butler Creek mags with the steel lips were awesome, and you knew those were the ones you bought.
Yep, those were the good ones.
The hot lips or the steel lips?
Yeah, the hot lips were no good. The steel lips were the ones you wanted.
Yep.
Yeah.
The Houlihan, not the Houlihan.
The Houlihan of mags.
Don't get the Houlihan. No hot lips. Steel mitts only.
Yeah. Oh, someone here was mentioning the Feme is dope too. Do we got Femes in here? Oh yeah, we do, don't we? Do we?
You didn't have Feme in the.
They sound expensive. They sound really expensive.
They definitely do.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
Anything else interesting there on YouTube?
Not really.
All right.
No, Mike doesn't know how I have money left. Trevor, I don't know how you have any money left. You buy everything.
Nobody knows how Trevor has any money left. Basically, Christina manages it for him.
Something
my
like
guess.
that. Yeah.
All right. So, listener feedback then. Sponsored by Armory DC Gunsmith. Armory DC Gunsmith is a full-service gunsmith who specializes in firearms refinishing. He offers hot bluing, parkerizing, and Cerakote finishes, as well as wood refinishing. Check out his online inventory of new and used guns, firearms, accessories, optics, and more at dcgunsmith.ca. You should totally check him out on Facebook and Instagram as well. We don't have any listener feedback, so.
Lame.
So isn't Armory DC Gunsmith where you work, Trevor?
Yeah, it's some place. Yeah.
Yeah. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, it is cool.
It is cool. Yeah. I've seen some of the work. It's good stuff.
He's going to be doing some Cerakoting tomorrow, which is exciting because that means that my NEA that I bought back will be Cerakoted with the new generation handguard and my Maccabee.
Right.
My black rifle section of my gun room here has some spots opened up, and it looks wrong. Yeah, pegs with no guns hanging off them.
Fill them up.
Yep. And
yeah, so you should write us. People, what?
Go ahead.
I was just going to say people should write us emails.
They should. Well, Ginger Snaps wrote us one, but I threw it out. Sorry, Ginger Snaps, but I do have a shout out for him later. So.
Oh well, that's coming right up. Actually, just hold that thought. Just real quick, like if you would like to send the show email, send it to slamfireradio@gmail.com. Trevor, are you still there?
I am.
You have a shout out, Trevor?
Yeah, Ginger Snaps was in the hospital this week, so yep. I accuse him of having the AIDS. He says it's not the AIDS, and I'm pretty sure he's right. Pretty sure it's not the AIDS, but he's still got a thing that got him into the hospital. So he's out now. He's doing good, but whatever you're into, send him, thoughts, prayers, cash. I'm sure he'll accept it all. Mostly the cash.
Right. Yeah,
he didn't know about the Vaseline trick.
That's what it was. I'll send you a picture that he texted me from his hospital bed. He looks like he was like somebody neglected the Vaseline. He wasn't looking too pleased. Gotta tell you. So, yeah.
So that's your shout out then to Ginger Snaps.
Yep, and to anybody who's at the IPSC executive meeting who listens. I know Rick Crane. Rick Crane is the section coordinator from Newfoundland and the CCFR FO regional coordinator over there. I don't know if that title is correct, but he's the one that is in charge of the FOs for Newfoundland for the CCFR. Huge CCFR supporter and listens to Slamfire on a regular basis. So shout out to you, Rick. It was a lot of fun hanging out with him at the meeting. Of course, the Newfie and the New Brunswicker, right? We were like, is it beer time yet? Is it beer o'clock yet?
That's not surprising.
No, it's not. We arranged to have beer brought in, which he paid for, and no one gave him any money. Shit, dude. I owe you some money, Rick. And shout out to Alex, who brought it to us. Yeah. So, and to Dave and his wife for driving me to the airport. It's good times. Good times. But mostly Ginger Snaps who went to the hospital.
Right. Yeah. Adriel, you got any rambling shout outs as well?
Based on injuries or sicknesses. No, I've got
or beer.
No, I got a shout out to Tommy. You guys know Tommy. He's trying to get me a shooting bag.
Mr. Uzi.
Huh? Yeah,
Mr.
Uzi. Yeah. He's trying to get a shooting bag to me to review, and I'm going to go right after the show and meet him and pick it up.
Nice.
I'm currently drinking a Dr. Pepper. Thank you to Mr. Uzi. This is the Dr. Pepper that was provided for my 40th birthday party. There were 40 cans of it.
Oh, no way. That's wicked.
Yeah. Mr. Uzi is pretty cool.
Very, very thoughtful.
Sorry I couldn't be there.
Yeah, thanks for showing up there, bud.
Yeah, I had a thing.
Kelly, you got any shout outs?
Yeah, to everyone who helped me on the calendar. You guys are a lot of help. Just kidding.
Oh, crap.
Calendar
That's
good.
Funny. Anyways. I guess I have a shout out. I have one to Liv and to Angela. Patreon supporters. We have 83 of them. We got a new Patreoni. Or is it a new Patreoni or is it just Dick Bone upped?
He upped.
He just upped. So that's
He just
cool.
upped,
He upped
yeah.
his Patreonage. Patreonage?
Patronage?
Patreonage.
There it is.
That's better.
Thanks, Dick. That's awesome. If you haven't received patches and stuff in the mail, you should send us an email and we'll square that away. Well, Adriel will because he does
Yeah.
that. That's all of the Patreoners.
There's one in there, Adriel, from Jeremy, I think, with an address or something that I don't know is opened yet or not.
Okay.
And if you too would like to be a Patreoni or Patreoni, you can go to patreon.com/slamfire. And with your patronages, we do better, gooder things with the show. And also we put out bonus content for you folks. So there is sort of a payback for it. And it's
Next
not
one.
always good.
Next one's December 20th. So
Are we leaking who it is?
Not yet.
Okay.
I'll be squaring those details away next week.
All right. Very good.
Yep. And
Well,
don't forget that our Christmas show is coming. So we usually go through your Christmas wish lists on the show. That's always a big listener feedback show. So that our Christmas show will be December 20th. So you got 2 weeks to get in your email telling us what you want to Gunny Santa to bring you.
anything but a hippopotamus.
I'll take a BCL 102 and a red dot.
All right.
You already bought one. Back up.
They're already coming, right?
All right. So unless there's anything else, is there anything else?
No.
Please join one or more of our national firearms associations, such as the CCFR. Check us out on Gun Owners of Canada. Like us on Facebook. We have 2019.
No.
We have 2019. So that's next year already.
Yep.
We're ahead.
We're ahead of the game. So we should get some more likes on Facebook. So if you haven't liked us yet, and you do like us, and even if you don't, if you do a Facebook, you should go on there and click that liker. Right.
Right.
I get that all right.
And then poke. Send us a poke. That's still
Please,
a thing,
we
right?
love the pokes.
Someone sent us a email, and at the end they went back to and here's 2 thumbs up and yada 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 yada.
Right.
Oh, that harkens from a time long gone.
Yep.
It's fun to bring it up though from time to time.
Yep. The
All right.
listeners played along well with that gag.
Yeah. This is the end of the show now. So say goodnight, Trevor.
Good night, Trevor.
Say goodnight, Adriel. Oh, you're gonna say goodnight, Trevor too. Well then, so shall I. Good night, Trevor.
Okay. Yeah, there we go.
Yeah.
All right, take us off live so I can tell the 30-pound joke.
Yeah.